let's get started. And I would like to devote the first part of the session to giving some information about the exam. Before we turn to our topic of today, which is the first part of language. Okay, so the exam. You will find PowerPoint slides on PBL and on material. All the information so you actually don't have to write. Okay, so as I said, there will be a document marked criteria and exam information on the home page of BBL, of this module, where you find all information. For the master students, you will have a different assessment than the one today, so not often. It is a 90-minute, so 1.5 hours, unseen exam. You're not allowed to take textbooks or any other materials with you. It consists of two parts. The first part, roughly 35-40 minutes, but pretty much up to you, will be 50 multiple choice questions. And these questions will cover virtually everything, all the chapters we've dealt with, so it's knowledge. And this part contributes 40% to the final mark, the multiple choice questions. Then there will be a second part, which is a little bit longer, roughly 50 to 55 minutes. So just as a very rough idea how long I would expect you to spend on each part. If you're particularly fast in one part, don't worry, just go to the other. And these will be 6 open questions, and you have to answer all of these questions. So it's not a picking and choosing. And this part contributes 60% to the final mark. And they will be more specific and go into more detail. So what's the relevant material? What do you have to learn for the exam? Basically everything which we spoke about in the lecture. So the lectures are relevant, and you know that they are available on YouTube. So you can go back and double check there if you missed something. And just for your information, there are recordings from 2015, and for instance last week the recording didn't went very well. Something was wrong with the microphone. I hope this week will be better, although it's the same microphone, so let's hope it was just a one-off thing. You can, without any problem, use the 2015 lectures. They're a little bit more detailed. They cover a little bit more topic, but are less interactive. So they're both fine for example. And then, of course, the essential reading of the textbook by Fernand Gobet, and all the chapters from that textbook which we have covered here. If we didn't cover any lecture, then it's not relevant. So we don't need it for the exam. These are the chapters from the textbook which we did cover. So basically this is the chapter list which you have to learn and revise. You need to remember the Gobet textbook is not a very big and large textbook. So again, this is pretty manageable if you start early. Okay. So to give you some ideas, how the questions may look like, 2 example questions for the multiple choice part, and one example question could be, what is the instant theory of automaticity? And then you will have 4 different choices. So for instance, the view that automaticity is a transition from a general algorithm used to solve problems to memory retrieval of past solutions. To the view that learning involves instances, the view that some tasks can be automatic in an instant, and so forth. So just standard multiple choice type of things. Another example is who developed the theory of working memory, and then you get 4 different options. And I chose that question in particular to make a point. So generally, I would not ask for years. So I would never ask in which year it was a certain paper published or a certain study conducted or something like that. And usually also, except for very rare circumstances, I don't ask for names or so. It's really just about the key psychologists, where I would say every psychologist, whether they're interested in cognitive psychology or not, should know the names. Like William James is the founder of psychology in the United States. You have to know these names. But not about some of the more specific studies we're speaking about. this example, Badley and Hitch, their working memory model is probably one of the most differential models in cognitive performance at all of all time. So that's something where you have to know. So there's obviously only one correct answer to the question. And if you fill out the answer sheet, please do it like that. So let's say it's always answer 1A, which is correct. Don't just cross it, don't tick it, just really fill it out properly. Bring a rubber, use a pencil, and so if you make a mistake, just rub it out and do the other ways. The sheets are read and marked by a machine, and if it's unclear, then we have to do everything manually. So save quite a bit of work. So regarding part 2, the open questions, there we have quite a variety of questions, right? Also the length of the required answer very big. So let's have a look at a couple of examples here. And it may be really anything from observation to a couple of key points. As an example, name 4 different sensory modalities. And you could answer as an example, audition, vision, touch, smell, but you could answer, pick any other 4 examples here as well. I may ask for a brief definition of something where you just have to provide one or a couple of sentences, such as define semantic memory and provide one example. And you could say something like semantic memory stores general knowledge of the world, facts, beliefs, concepts. An example of semantic memory is the fact that London is the capital of England. That would be sufficient enough for such an answer. But they may also require longer responses, such as describe the attenuator model of attention proposed by in 1961. And then, I don't read that, so I have it all in the document. You have to go through that and describe the model in more detail. Usually, from previous years, depending on the size of the handwriting, people never really wrote more than 1 or 2 pages, maximum 3 pages for a single question. Usually on one question, you could really require such a long roughly like in half a page. Yes. Yes, I'll come to that later, so you will see the number of points for that. So you may even have some more complex questions, something like describe the attenuator model of attention proposed treatment and compare to the early selection model for something like this. However, no question will require the length of a full essay. Okay. So, you're welcome to, or maybe sometimes you're asked to, provide a simple drawing or a sketch to illustrate your answer. And for each question, there will be the number of points you get for that question. And this will give you a good idea of what the answer is. One question, okay, how will the grading be done? And for the first part, the multiple choice question, it's pretty easy and straightforward. So it's just the percentage of your correctly answered questions, which then is directly transferred into your mark. So, sorry, if you answered 35 out of 50 questions, then you have answered 70% correct, which is 50%, and that is an A- score. If you want to know the percentage to grade conversion, then your undergraduate handbook, student handbook. Okay, so for the open questions, the question was here. So for every question, the number of points, actually not the percentage anymore, that was from previous years, will be shown. So just how many points you will get. There will be 25 points in total to achieve in part 2. And the way it is graded is, so the way the questions are graded is done in a way that underneath correct answer. So what really important certain different types of things.